Hello everyone, just wanted to make a short video, tell you a little story about the two travel alarm clocks that I have. This one here on the left is the old one I have, Cosmo. Bought this at Walmart several years ago, and I just use it for when I'm traveling. But anyway, I decided to upgrade, and I went with a Nextech, the one on the right here. It has temperature and time, date, and all that, and it's a little bit more complicated than the Cosmo, but nonetheless, there was a slight complication with this one that I didn't realize until after I had it. Basically, this clock here is a remote radio-controlled clock. So basically, what it does 4 times a day, a radio signal gets transmitted to a small radio in this clock, and it sets the time 4 times a day. That happens at 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 8 in the morning and 8 in the afternoon apparently. And it's from the website called WWVB website. That's Whiskey Victor Bravo. The sad part of it is it's no good for Newfoundland. There's a couple of places in the world that have sort of very special time zones, and Newfoundland is one of them. Here in Newfoundland, we are a half hour in the difference to Nova Scotia and PEI, like the maritime provinces basically. And so to give you a reference, if I set this clock to Eastern Standard Time, basically that would be like New York time, we'll say. It would be 1.5 hours earlier on this clock. So what was happening is I would set up the clock, and then she'd communicate. Eventually the signal would transmit to this clock here, and the time would reset 1.5 hours later than Newfoundland. So basically, if it was 7 o'clock in New York, it would be 8:30 in Newfoundland. Now, there's only 2 places in the world, I think, that has that specific half hour, and I don't personally agree with it, but there it is. So what to do with a new clock, and it's going to be resetting to the wrong time all the time if I'm in Newfoundland for sure. Basically, it says here you can set it for different areas. There's Western United States, a picture of a map here, and you got it divided into 4 areas, and so you can set that. I set it to basically the Eastern Standard Time, which would be like the New York and all those states there, and Canada, Eastern Canada, and the radio would set the time. So there was no way I could shut off the radio, to shut off the receiver of this radio receiver, I should say. And so every 4 hours, no matter what I do, it would reset to New York time, we'll say. So I finally took out the batteries, of course, took out these 4 screws here in the corners, and I found the ferret bar, and I yanked it out. Now this wire I already had pulled off, of course, but so I found the ferret bar. The actual radio ferret bar was down in the base here, in that round section right here. That's where that was. So I took the 2 wires off of the circuit board, and I removed the ferret bar and its wiring, and I already unweaved this, but I put it back on just to show you what it was like. So anyway, that's my clock. It's functioning now. I'm waiting now. It's 7:13, and about another 45 minutes or so, we should have radio communication sent to this, and please God, it will not change time. I can't see it happening because it's not going to be able to receive with the actual antenna out. Thanks for watching, everyone.